Coach, it's a day for celebration in the East Bay. It is, for all intents and purposes, the final chapter of what has been a great era of football here in Oakland, California. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The folks around the stadium clad in silver and black going to make every last game played in Oakland count. They're ready to go as their Raiders get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun.
Check 56. Get him, get him, get him. Kill, kill, kill.
A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Mariota to throw it. Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
Great.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Foles. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack. Now Foles. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. First down, Mariota. Flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored. You give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout. And that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Mariota. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Calais Campbell, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. That's taken on the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field.
He rifles one that's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. There he goes, right side. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their third possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a changing tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Foles. Caught here by Conley. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for.